Oh, hey there.
Oh, hey there. Oh, we're the history buffoons. I'm Bradley.
I'm Kate.
I was rather fast. How are you today?
I'm good. Sorry if the lighting is a little more dim than usual. It is
Clouding up.
early evening.
It is early evening.
Yeah.
It's a nice spring day. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice out.
It's warm out. I'm already
People are wearing
sweating.
shorts. Bradley's wearing shorts.
It was hot.
I'm still in long sleeves.
Well, because, you're not as warm as myself. That's okay.
So today we're going to talk about...
What do we got?
The grieving life
Life.
of Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, she went through a couple things.
Do you talk about how her son was almost killed and then saved by...
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you say it briefly before we get into the beer?
It's, so... What was it? He fell on like a railroad or something like that. I guess I'm a little spotty on that aspect of the story, but what was his name? Frank? John Wilkes Booth, the guy who clearly killed her husband.
Yeah, it was his brother.
His brother saved their kid from dying.
Yeah, was it before or after?
It was before.
Okay,
it was pretty close to. I don't remember the exact time frame.
Yeah, I've heard something like that.
Yeah, which is fucking wild.
So what beer do we have?
We have a new lakefront beer. I always love lakefront beer. Shout out to Russ Klisch. I've golfed with him 20 years ago. I don't know how fucking long.
You don't golf.
No, didn't that day either. Do you want to?
Did you drink?
Oh, did I drink? Do you want me to tell you my one story that I'm proud of for golf?
Sure.
I might have told you this before. So every year at the first distributor that I worked at, before we merged with this other one, we had a golf outing. We would invite, obviously, vendors, that we get our beer from, and then we'd also invite our customers, certain customers, to this golf outing. This particular year, if I'm not mistaken, they decided to have a beer on every hole. That was a fucking mistake. So,
9 holes?
18.
What the hell?
Yeah. So, I think it was the same year that I did this. So we golfed. We always did it at the same golf course. It was in Pewaukee, where I'm from, which is nice. And at this particular golf course, I don't remember what hole number it is, but it goes like up a hill to like almost to like where the clubhouse is and everything or whatever. But there's, trees and stuff and so on and whatever. So I tee off, fucking rocket ship right towards this tree. My ball falls. Then something else falls. I'm like, cool, I got a birdie. My one and only birdie. I literally killed a fucking bird.
Oh.
I'm like, how the fuck does that happen?
Oh.
Anyways, so I think that was the one I was golfing with Russ. If it wasn't, it was the year before. It doesn't matter. Russ is a cool dude. He makes good beer. So we have Wisconsin.
Oh.
It's a Hefeweizen ale. And it's a summery German-style wheat ale. This lighting is terrible on my eyes. Made with Wisconsin-grown hops and malted barley. So it is 5%. Like I said, it's from Lakefront Brewery. How does it smell?
Good. Yeah, tasty.
Cheers. Ooh, that's good. What do you think?
It's a little strong for my taste, but I am going to drink it.
That's strong?
Compared to Modelo. It's flavorful.
So you're saying Modelo doesn't have flavor?
It's more flavorful.
I am a big fan of Weiss beers. Usually my go-to is imported ones like Hackershore, which I love, or Paulaner. Some people call it Paulaner. I don't know which one's right. I've heard both. My ultimate favorite brewery, Sierra Nevada, used to have one called Killer Weiss. So delicious. Anyways, I don't even know if they still make it. I don't think they do. At least it's not up this way, I don't believe, anymore. Anyways, go Russ. This is delicious. I think it's on par.
It's
she
good.
thinks it's strong.
Okay, so Mary Todd Lincoln was born in 1818 in Lexington, Kentucky.
Is that where she first met him? Because he wasn't born in Illinois, even though Illinois will slap them all over their goddamn license plates.
No, they did not meet in Kentucky.
Did they meet in Illinois?
Yes.
Because isn't he's also from Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken.
He was born, but
Yeah.
I think he was like 2 when he left.
They still claim him. He wasn't born there. That's just like, what's the license plate, the birthplace of flight, but the flight never actually happened there where the Wright brothers were born. Mm-hmm. What the fuck state is that now? Because it's always North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah.
Anyways.
So she was born into a very well-connected, financially comfortable, stable family.
Okay.
This was polished furniture, formal dinners, a very sociable area, and it mattered who you knew.
Where in Kentucky was she born?
Lexington.
Lexington, that's right. Her maiden name was Todd.
So
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Her. Yes.
I think she just had a seizure, folks.
Yes, her maiden name is Todd.
Okay. Because I mean, I always get Mary Todd Lincoln. I just wanted to make sure that was correct. Because I'm pretty sure that's right. I don't know. Anyways.
Yes. So her father, Robert Todd, was a successful businessman and banker.
Bob Todd. Sorry.
Bob Todd.
What bank did he work for?
No.
I mean, like you and I have talked about. Oh, I wonder what's going up there. Probably another bank.
Probably a bank.
Fucking banks.
So her father,
Sorry, Bob Todd.
So he was a businessman and a banker. Okay, so her mother died when Mary was 6 years old.
Oh, that's sad.
And that was the first
Of many tragedies
Yes.
in the Mary Todd Lincoln life. My dad's mom died when he was 6.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
So her father remarried fairly quickly after only a year.
Okay.
And Mary gained a stepmother she never really fully warmed to.
So it's kind of like Cinderella.
And a bunch of like half siblings. So the household
Kinda
was
like
full and structured and at times tense. And Mary learned how to stand her ground
Good for her.
in a crowded room, something that would become her defining trait.
Okay.
She was educated in a way that set her apart from many other women of her time. She attended a finishing school where she studied French and literature and politics, and not in like an entry level way. She was genuinely interested.
She was more or less like going to college.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
What it sounds like. So.
And like happily, she
wanted
loved
to learn.
learning.
Sure. So was this? Obviously, she loved learning. Was this kind of like, Mary, you're going to this thing from dad or something, or just like, what? And if you don't know this, that's fine. Just guess. I want to go do this, Dad. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know whose idea it was.
Because if she liked it so much, I could see maybe her like
Advocating for herself to go. And,
this would be good for me, Dad.
Yeah.
And fuck you, stepmom.
Yeah.
Anyways.
She followed political debates, understood party divisions and opinions, and she had strong ones herself. Her opinions didn't always make her popular, especially in a society that preferred women to be dainty, agreeable, and quiet.
And quiet, silent, yeah.
Mary was not. She
spoke out. Huh?
She was witty, she was sharp, and could be cunning when she wanted to be.
Okay.
People often described her as lively and intelligent, but also temperamental.
Okay.
She had a quick tongue and didn't always soften her thoughts before speaking them.
Oh, good.
In a drawing room, she could charm you or absolutely dismantle you, sometimes in the same conversation.
That's awesome.
In her early 20s, Mary moved to Springfield, Illinois to live with her sister Elizabeth, and this is where she starts to interact with Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
So, if I recall, Abraham's born in Kentucky, I think for like 2 years, then moved to Indiana, then moved to Springfield.
Oh, he did, he lived in
I
Indiana
think he
for a little
did.
bit? Okay.
I think he did.
I guess if that's the case, I guess I never knew that personally. Yeah. I just know that Illinois likes to land of Lincoln. It's like, okay.
Yes.
You know my thoughts on Illinois.
I do. So, Springfield at the time was a growing political hub, and Mary stepped right into those social circles.
How long was she there before she met Abraham? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. She did meet around, they did meet around 1839.
Like 19, whoa.
Or 1840. So I'm not sure how long she was there.
So she would have already been 22 at this time.
And she moved in her early 20s, so it could have been around pretty much the same time.
Okay, so I mean, a lot less people back then.
Yeah.
Easier to meet, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she attended gatherings, met rising politicians, and made it very clear that she intended to marry someone with ambition.
Oh, well.
She once reportedly said that she would marry a man who would become the president of the United States.
Well, she checked that off the list.
Yes. So Mary met Abraham Lincoln around 1840, as I said, at a social gathering. They didn't quite match, like, on the surface.
Is it because he was super tall and didn't have his beard yet?
He was tall. He was awkward.
Yep.
He had kind of a higher pitched voice.
Did he really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4 7 years ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was kind of weird like that. And he also came from really humble beginnings.
Abraham did?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was hunting vampires. Yeah.
He didn't have Mary's polished upbringing or formal education.
He came from
a log cabin.
Yeah. I mean, and he literally, didn't he like chop down trees and shit and all that other stuff? So
I mean,
he didn't go to finishing school is what I'm trying to say.
No, he was self-educated
Right.
So he was intelligent, really thoughtful. He had a dry sense of humor and matched her wit, quietly.
Do people ever have a wet sense of humor? Wow. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Death Star. I just got the Death Stare.
So they connected quickly. Their relationship was anything but smooth.
Sure.
They became engaged and then broke it off pretty dramatically in 1841.
How was it broken off dramatically?
So I didn't write it down. I didn't, put it into words. However,
you're going off of memory here?
I'm going off of memory.
We are fucked, folks.
They went to a party, and I guess she was talking to another man.
Scandalous.
I don't know if there was flirtations happening or what, but Abraham was like, I don't think this is for me.
I ain't dating this hussy. No?
I doubt it.
I'm sorry, he had a higher pitch. I ain't dating this pussy.
So Lincoln actually went through a really deep depression after the split.
Is it because of the split?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't a clean ending. It was messy. It was emotional.
Yep.
Mary questioned whether Lincoln had the drive she wanted in a partner anyway. And Lincoln questioned whether he was suited for marriage at all. Like, he wasn't sure if he even wanted to be married. But obviously we know different. So
clearly,
hindsight is 20/20 or whatever they say. So
no, that's literally what they say.
So they found their way back to each other eventually and married in 1842. The fact that they reunited after such a rocky breakup says a lot about the pull that they had towards one another.
Do you think they're like reunited and it feels so good?
Reunited.
Don't sing it.
All right. Their marriage was a mix of affection, frustration.
Well, that sounds like marriage.
And some differences.
Yeah, sounds like marriage.
Mary was...
You can't tell me you don't have some of that with Nathan. You can't tell me I don't have some of that with Sarah.
I don't think Nathan realizes that I have sarcasm.
No, that is 100% accurate.
Quick little story.
He takes things very literal.
He does.
Yes.
Quick little story. Mostly him, but him and I spent several days breaking down venison and adding beans to it and
Yeah, you were
We're
doing
spending
the sausage,
hours
Yep.
on this.
I remember this.
the very next day, Bradley's over and we're about to podcast or whatnot.
Yeah.
And we were talking about dinner, I think.
Yeah. It's like, well, what are we going to have for dinner?
And I said, oh, I wish we had venison. And he goes, that's literally what we've been working on the last couple of days. It's like, I know. That was sarcasm.
I remember that.
Oh my God.
That was so great. He does take things very literal most of the time, but in my time of knowing him, I've learned that, and I try and because you know me, I'm super fucking sarcastic.
Yeah.
I try and curb that a little bit when I'm around him, just so I don't what? Don't worry about it.
I freak my students out all the time because I'll say something and they'll be like, what? I think someone asked to borrow a pencil and I said, okay, it's just 75 cents. And I said, I was like, oh, that's fine.
So
75. Yeah, 75 cents. And she was like, I don't have change with me. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I do that a lot with Sarah too. It's like I will say things so straightforward and straight face and whatever. She are you serious? No. Not even close.
You do that to me and I'm like, really? Because it's mostly about music because I think I'm right in something and you're like, yes. And I'm like, really? No.
What was it just earlier?
We were talking about the Astros, weren't we?
Well, you brought him up. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was on TV, and I was like, I know who Larry Bird is.
And I'm like, what team did he play for?
And I'm like,
the New York Knicks? I'm like, no. I'm like, you're in the same area. I said area, meaning location.
And then I said Astros or something.
Yeah, different sport. But my response right away is like, yeah. You're like, really? No. Okay. Anyways, sorry.
Okay. So Mary was expressive, emotional, and socially driven, and Lincoln was very reserved, lost in thought, and could be distant. Okay. He spent long stretches away traveling because he is a lawyer in Springfield, and he travels for his legal work, writing the circuit. Yep. And Mary stayed in Springfield managing the home and the children that she is having, whatever.
Wait.
There are children. Mary and Abraham.
I know there's children.
Mary and Abraham had 4 sons, and I'll get into each of them separately. Mm-hmm. We have Robert, Edward, or they called him Eddie. We have William, whom they called Willie, and Thomas, whom they called Tad, because apparently he looked like a tadpole when he was young, like big head, little body.
I think Tad is the one that the John Wilkes Booth brother. I kind of want to say it's Frank, but I don't think I'm right on that. But for some reason, I keep going. I think Tad was the one that he saved, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Doesn't matter. Continue.
So their second son, Eddie, died in 1850 at just 4 years old, likely from tuberculosis.
Fucking TB.
And this loss hit Mary very hard.
He's only 4 because he was the
second son.
Yeah. So
this is her second loss.
Yeah, because she lost mom at 6.
Technically, her dad remarried and kind of lost that.
Well, to a degree.
But
wow.
She was known to grieve intensely, and Eddie's death lingered with her. I
mean, I can't blame her.
So even before the White House years, grief was already pretty much written in her history.
Yeah.
So financially, their situation before Lincoln became president was complicated, but not in dire straits. Mm-hmm. Lincoln was a successful lawyer by the 1850s, and they lived comfortably in Springfield. They owned their own home. They weren't struggling in a way some people might assume.
Sure.
They weren't wealthy in Lexington, in the Lexington way that Mary was.
Right. But they were comfortable.
They were comfortable, okay. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. So Mary did have a taste for finer things. In fact, she was a little bit of a shopaholic.
Well, her upbringing would obviously kind of gear towards that, right?
Yeah. So she loved clothing and furnishings and presentation, and that sometimes clashed with Lincoln's more modest, practical approach.
Well, we're in a log cabin. We don't need these things.
So if we put a hole in the wood, then we got termites, whatever.
Anyways, that was terrible, by the way.
It created tension, especially when it came to money, and Lincoln was careful and Mary was impulsive.
She was, really. Okay, interesting.
So socially, though, Mary played a very important role in Lincoln's rise.
Yeah.
She understood politics in a way that many of his peers' wives did not.
Well, because she more or less studied that. So she had a very early inside look to it. So she knew how to, lack of a better way of saying it, play the game to get him to rise up. Right?
Yeah. So she would host gatherings and engage in conversations and help build connections.
Okay.
And she did believe in his potential.
Finally.
Yes. And
Thank God,
Mary. So their marriage wasn't simple or consistently happy in a way that people like to imagine.
Sure.
It did have warmth and loyalty, but there were also arguments and stress and long periods of emotional distance.
It's called marriage.
Yeah. So they were very different people trying to build a life together in a time that didn't make it easy.
Right.
By the time Lincoln was elected president in 1860, Mary had already lived through the loss of her mother, a strained relationship with her stepmother, the death of a child, and years of navigating a marriage that required patience and resilience. Okay?
Everyone. I just want to every marriage needs that.
Yes.
Seriously.
I'm going to readjust here.
That's fine.
So by the time Mary Todd Lincoln arrived at the White House in 1861, she wasn't walking into a dream. It was more of a storm.
A shitstorm?
The country was falling apart.
I wonder why. Fucking Confederates.
Within weeks of Abraham Lincoln taking office, the American Civil War had begun, and the White House became less of a home and more of a command center for a nation in crisis.
Did you know he was the first Republican president?
Mm-mm.
Did you know where the Republican?
Oh, because he was a Whig.
Yeah. Do you know where the Republican Party started? You should. I've asked you this question on the podcast before.
Wisconsin.
Ripon,
Wisconsin. Yeah, he was a Whig.
Or Wisconsin.
So for Mary, this meant that her role as First Lady wasn't about hosting pleasant social gatherings or elegant dinners.
It was about action.
It was more about navigating suspicion, actually.
Of what?
Her Kentucky roots.
Okay.
So her Kentucky roots became...
That sounds like a country album.
Went under a microscope. Kentucky was a border state with divided loyalties, and several members of her own family supported the Confederacy, and some fought for it. That alone made people question her loyalty, whispering that she might be a Southern sympathizer or a spy.
Well, I mean, do you realize that like one of the first people for NASA was a Nazi?
Mm-mm.
People change.
So the whispers would like follow her from room to room, every decision, every appearance. If she spent money decorating the White House, which she did, and often it was labeled as excessive or inappropriate during wartime. If she spoke passionately, it was called unstable.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If she withdrew, she was criticized for being cold. There wasn't a version of herself that the public seemed willing to accept.
So she was in a no-win scenario.
Yes.
100%, because everyone's going to criticize every single fucking move that she does, clearly. Whether it be from decorating, withdrawing, because that's what they wanted that. But now that she's withdrawing, it's like, why aren't you decorating?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fuck off, people.
Yeah.
And it's almost similar, like with the Kentucky roots thing. It's like, that's her past. She's been in Springfield, Illinois for how long now? It's just like someone like, well, 12 years ago, he tweeted this. Okay, people can fucking change, you a-holes.
So at the same time, Mary was trying to manage the emotional weight of living in a house filled with constant reminders of war.
I thought you were going to say living in a house that's white.
Wounded soldiers passed through Washington, and funerals became routine.
Well, it is wartime.
And Mary didn't observe the war from a distance because she visited hospitals. She spoke with injured soldiers and tried to offer comfort where she could.
Sure.
Wow,
that was I'm so fucking.
And then
saving that one.
In 1862, the war reached into her own home. Her son, Willie, fell ill.
Oh, no.
Which was likely typhoid fever.
Oh.
The White House water supply was contaminated, which meant that the very place that was supposed to be the safest for her children became the source of danger.
So wait, was it like intentionally contaminated?
No.
It just something happened.
Yeah.
And okay.
Willie grew weaker and died at 11 years old.
Jesus Christ. She lost a kid at 4 and 11.
A second child.
That's crazy.
Now, this was during war. It was during her stay at the White House. She was surrounded by pressure and scrutiny, and now she has this grief on a national scale.
So they're expecting her to put on a happy face, maybe not happy, but like put on a face that's like, all right, we're here to
face,
put on your game face. That's a great way to put it. But I just lost my second fucking kid.
So Willie had actually been really close to both Abraham and Mary, and his death hit both of them like incredibly hard. And Mary's grief was overwhelming and consuming.
Okay.
She withdrew almost completely for a time. She couldn't bear the rooms that reminded her of him, couldn't move past the feeling that she had lost something irreplaceable in the middle of everything else that was falling apart with the country.
Sure.
And instead of receiving compassion, she was met with criticism.
Fucking people.
People began to label her as unstable, overly emotional, irrational.
I just lost my fucking kid. Go F yourself. People are just terrible.
Her grief might be understood as profound and complex today, but back then it was inappropriate and excessive.
Excessive. Hey, my son just died. Let's do this.
So there was very little space for a woman in her position to openly fall apart even after losing a child. And Mary searched for ways to cope, and one of the paths she turned to was spiritualism, which was popular at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
She attended séances hoping to communicate with Willie. For her, it was more about the connection, about trying to reach across that divide.
Yeah.
But again, another reason to mock her.
Well, I mean, I have to make fun of her for that too, because it's just not going to work.
So meanwhile, Abraham Lincoln continued to carry the weight of the war, and their marriage during this time became a complex mix of grief and shared burdens.
Sure.
They both loved their son deeply, but they processed the loss differently.
Right.
Lincoln threw himself into his work, often staying emotionally distant, not out of indifference, but because that's how he coped.
Yep.
Mary needed closeness and reassurance and space to grieve in a way that didn't have like a clear ending.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you need to be over this by such and such time.
Yeah, so that's very tough because like everyone grieves in their own way. Like I grieve in weird ways with dark humor. It's what I do. She needed that. He needed this. I mean, so it's hard. Everyone grieves in different ways. It sucks when they're so not compatible.
Yeah.
You know?
So that difference created some distance with them at times, even as they remained connected by everything else.
Yep.
The war dragged on and the pressure didn't ease. Casualties mounted.
Yep.
Criticism of Lincoln's leadership grew and shifted depending on the outcome of the battles.
Of course, yeah.
And Mary remained a target for public scrutiny, often unfairly. Her spending habits, her emotional volatility. Her background, everything was dissected and judged.
And it's crazy that she was so scrutinized in a time where people didn't know her, you know? Not like today where like
everything's on TV.
On TV, on Twitter, on internet, on name your fucking thing here. But back then, it's like you literally had to know the person, or you're reading something that probably was written fucking weeks ago and is finally getting you kind of shit. It's like the fact that she was so scrutinized is really kind of sad. honestly.
So by 1865, the war was finally coming to an end. The Confederacy was collapsing, and there was a sense of like fragile, cautious, but real that the worst might be over. And it felt like there might be some relief.
Sure.
But then,
what happened?
On April 14th of 1865, Mary and Abraham attended a play at Ford's Theater. Weird. It was meant to be an evening away from the constant strain, to relax after years of this tension. And during the performance, Lincoln, as many know, has been shot by John Wilkes Booth. Mary was sitting beside him when it happened. She heard it, she saw it, and immediately understood that something was terribly wrong.
Well, yeah, your husband's dead.
The scene was chaotic, confusing, and fearful. Lincoln was carried across the street to a boarding house where doctors worked through the night.
Try to save him. Because he was shot in the head, right?
Yeah, I think so.
If I'm not mistaken.
Mary was kept away for parts of it because her grief was so intense that those around her feared that she would collapse completely.
Oh, dear, yeah.
And then, of course, he died the next morning. In a matter of years, Mary had lost her son, well, her mother, two sons, and now her husband.
Fucking hell. That's tough, man. That weighs on you.
After the assassination, she never fully recovered from those experiences. The combination of her personal loss, public scrutiny, and the constant stress of war left lasting marks on her.
Not surprised.
Mary Todd Lincoln's White House years were defined by survival. She lived through history and paid for it in ways that most people around her never fully understood.
Never could understand.
After Abraham Lincoln died, Mary Todd Lincoln lost the center of her world.
Yep.
In the immediately aftermath, there was no quiet space for grief. Everything was public. The nation mourned.
You are in a public
position,
position. You were married to the fucking president. So I get that part of it, but at the same time, come on, people. She just lost her fucking husband. We lost our president, but she just lost her husband. That's even more intimate, personal, whatever you want to say. So, like, give her a fucking moment. For fuck's sake.
The nation mourned Lincoln, and Mary mourned a husband that she had been sitting by hours earlier. She was inconsolable.
Sure.
And in the days following the assassination, Mary's grief was so intense that she could barely function. She cried uncontrollably, refused to attend parts of the funeral proceedings, and withdrew from the public view. If I recall, Lincoln's body actually traveled around the United States.
Yes, and
in a procession all the way to Springfield.
And you know what's really weird? If I'm getting this right, if I'm remembering correctly, which again, I don't trust myself. There is a photo of his coffin, casket, whatever, going through, I don't remember which town it was. But it's like, okay, so here's the street. There's a building up here, right? The picture is taken from this angle.
Okay.
Up in the window is Roosevelt as a kid. Yeah. Fucking weird.
Which one?
Whichever one was president first. Is it Roosevelt?
Continue.
Theodore. I am fucking. This is why we do a history podcast.
I know, because we don't know shit.
Because there's a good reason why we put oon in buffs, because we're buffoons. Our memories are. We're getting
trying.
We're getting up in years. I mean, I am. I hate how I cannot remember some of the shit because I know it. I just don't want to say the wrong fucking name.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Because there was Teddy, and then who was the other one?
Theodore. Just kidding. Same guy.
I was like, what?
Franklin. It was
Franklin, yeah.
It was Teddy.
Franklin.
It was Teddy.
Oh.
I'm almost positive it was Teddy because it was Teddy, and then because wasn't Franklin the one during World War II and all that, right? Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Yeah, it was Teddy. I want to say it was Teddy who was in the picture as a kid.
I don't know.
I believe.
So
I'll look into it later.
At the time, people didn't interpret this, like her not going to the funeral proceedings, as trauma. They didn't interpret it as trauma. They interpreted it as instability.
Fucking hell.
And these words tend to follow her: unstable, unbalanced, and difficult.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So.
Yeah, I just lost my husband. Fucking hell.
This is really where the narrative of Mary Todd Lincoln begins to take hold.
Okay.
Losing her mind. People think she is losing her mind. And it grew out of years of loss and pressure and very visible emotional reactions that people don't know how to categorize.
Being a public figure, yeah.
So after leaving the White House, Mary returned to a private life. She carried debt, controversy, and a reputation that had already been damaged during her time as First Lady.
What kind of debt did she have?
I didn't look into that.
I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's like it's wiped clean because your husband was president, but it's like I'm curious.
I think she ended up suing the government for aid as a widowed First Lady.
Oh wow! Okay.
I think there was something along those lines.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I never heard of that either. Okay. That's crazy though. Anyways, sorry. Continue on.
So she had already lost her son Eddie.
Yep.
Lost her son Willie during the war.
Yep.
And now her husband was gone.
Yep.
Her surviving children became her entire world, but even that was complicated.
I'm sure.
Her youngest, Tad, was still a child and deeply attached to her.
Yep.
But their oldest son, Robert Todd Lincoln, had a very different relationship with her. Robert had spent much of his early life removed from the chaos of his parents' dynamic, and by the time of the assassination, he was an adult trying to build his own life and career.
How old was he? What do you remember when he was born? Fuck.
I don't think I've got the year of when he was born.
So he wasn't already already an adult at this time. I guess I didn't realize he was that old because he's the oldest one. You said, correct?
Yeah.
So the oldest and the youngest, the two middle,
yes,
died. Okay.
So. Where Mary was emotional and reactive, Robert was controlled and pragmatic. He didn't process grief the same way, and he didn't respond to his mother's behavior with the same kind of emotional understanding she seemed to need.
Or compassion for that matter, yeah.
And that gap between them widened quickly.
Oh, I'm sure it created a rift that was not repairable, more or less, right?
So Mary struggled financially in the years after Lincoln's death, which added another layer of stress.
Yep.
She believed, not entirely without reason, that she was entitled to more financial support from the government as the widow of a president, as I was saying. She did petition Congress for a pension and eventually received one.
Oh, really?
But the process was really slow and humiliating for her.
Of course it was.
In the meantime, she made decisions that fed into the public perception that something was wrong.
Yeah.
And one of the most infamous incidences came in 1867 when Mary attempted to sell a large portion of her wardrobe in New York under a pseudonym. Oh. She worked with a broker to discreetly auction off her clothing and personal items, hoping to raise money for herself without drawing attention.
Sure.
And of course, that did not stay discreet.
Of course.
The story broke and it became a scandal.
How did that break? Like, how did someone find that out?
I'm not sure how they found out, but newspapers ended up portraying her as desperate and irrational and greedy.
She's greedy? Mm-hmm. She's fucking selling her shit so she can live. How the fucking...
She's just people who don't have the facts.
No, and
they're jumping to conclusions.
They had their own truths.
So she was a widow trying to secure financial stability after years of upheavals, and then this public opinion is all against her.
That's so sad.
Mary then began to develop what would today be recognized probably as paranoia.
Sure.
She believed people were trying to poison her, steal from her, or otherwise harm her.
Okay.
She worried constantly about money, even when she had enough to live on.
I worry about money every day.
She spent erratically at times, then panicked about those same expenses. To people around her, this behavior looked unpredictable and alarming, but to Mary, it felt like survival.
Did she go back to Springfield?
Yeah.
Okay. Is she still, like, close with her sister that was there?
She's close to her sister, but she also travels abroad.
Okay.
So I'll get to that.
All right.
So she had lived through repeated trauma, and her sense of safety, her physical, emotional, and financial safety had been shaken. Her mind was trying to make sense of the world that was repeatedly proven to be unsafe
For
her. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, language of the time, she is unstable. So Robert, the eldest son, watched all of this unfold with increasing concern, but also frustration. He was trying to establish himself professionally and socially, and his mother's behavior was becoming a liability in his eyes.
So did he try to separate himself from?
In a way.
Okay.
He worried about her, but he also struggled on how to handle her. So in 1875, Robert made the decision to have his mother committed to an asylum.
Oh, fuck's sake.
He arranged for a trial in which Mary was examined and declared insane by a jury.
Holy fuck, really? Mm-hmm. I guess I never knew this about Mary.
The evidence presented included her erratic spending, her fears of being poisoned, and her emotional instability. From a modern perspective, much of this reads as a mix of grief, trauma, and possibly underlying mental health conditions.
Which could have been attributed to the loss
grief,
of her kids,
yes.
Loss of her husband,
yes.
A fucking very political...
fallout.
Well, that too, but a very, I didn't mean political, public life.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Oh, my word. It's just like, have your own fucking kid commit you. God damn.
So she was sent to a private mental institution in Illinois.
Okay.
From Mary's perspective, this was a betrayal.
Can you blame her?
Her own son orchestrated it. She felt trapped, humiliated, furious. She actually wrote letters insisting that she was sane, pleading for her release, and slowly began to rally for support. And this is where things kind of turn a little bit.
Oh.
Mary didn't accept the diagnosis. She's a smart, intelligent woman. Mm-hmm. She fought it. So within a few months, she secured her release and later had the ruling overturned entirely.
Oh, wow.
She regained control of her finances and her legal independence, which complicates the idea that she was completely detached from reality before.
100%. Because, I mean, okay, if you can do that, clearly you're not fucking insane.
Right.
So how did this affect her relationship with her oldest son?
They never fully recovered.
They shouldn't have. You know why? Because if I were her, I'd say, fuck you, Bob Todd Lincoln.
Yeah.
And why was his name Robert Todd Lincoln? Why wasn't it Robert Lincoln?
Because it was named after her dad, full
No,
Robert Todd.
Her kid.
Yeah.
Why was it not just Robert Lincoln?
Because he was named fully after her dad, Robert Todd.
Oh, Todd's his middle name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they made Todd his middle name.
I got confused because her name's Mary Todd Lincoln.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bob Todd.
So she actually had a name change.
She did?
Yeah. Let me look it up real quick.
Was it LaQuisha?
What?
I don't know. Literally the first name that came to mind was that, and I don't even know if it's a real fucking name.
She was born Mary Ann Todd.
Mary Ann Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and typically back then, when you get married, you take your maiden name and it becomes your middle name.
However.
So she wasn't a Todd Dash Lincoln? She was just Mary Todd Lincoln?
Yeah, she was just Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh, this whole time I thought she was like...
Todd Dash Lincoln?
Yeah, like hyphenated.
Yeah. So...
Okay.
If I recall from something that I've read,
yeah,
when the stepmother showed up with her half siblings, one of them was named Mary Ann.
Oh.
And so Mary lost her name, essentially. And she became Mary Todd. Mary Todd Lincoln. Mary Todd.
So how are they half sisters if they showed up?
Sorry, not half sisters, but step siblings. Right. Step, not half.
Step by step. Remember that show?
So she also lost her name at one point. Okay, so.
Can you blame her for going crazy?
Right?
Jesus
so
Christ.
she was capable of advocating for herself, organizing the support, and navigating the legal system when she needed to.
Okay.
But like I said, the relationship with Robert was lasting and they never fully recovered.
Yeah.
So in the years that followed, Mary lived a quieter life.
Sure.
She actually went to Europe trying to find some distance from the place where much of her pain had unfolded.
Much of her anguish came from?
However,
oh dear.
In 1871,
okay,
her youngest son, Tad, died.
From what?
At the age of 18.
Good Lord.
He most likely died, let me think. When did he die? Tuberculosis, maybe pneumonia.
Like I said, tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, potentially with pneumonia.
Don't correct me if I'm wrong, or don't correct me if you don't know, but don't a lot of people have tuberculosis like get pneumonia, and that's like a very like
because it's like a
thing.
Respiratory,
right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not an expert by any stretch on tuberculosis or pneumonia for that matter, but I always thought, like, when you have tuberculosis, pneumonia is like a fucking death sentence for you.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But do you ever think in her, well, fucked up life, we'll call it, because of all the grief she went through, it's like, why wasn't you, Bob?
No. She wouldn't think that.
He had her fucking committed.
She wouldn't think that.
I mean, you would hope not, but he had her committed.
But Tad died at the age of 18. It was her third child lost.
Jesus Christ.
At that time, she buried 3 of her sons and her husband.
It took her that long to bury all 3 of them?
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
The loss was layered on top of loss with very little time or support to heal in between. So when people at the time described her as crazy, what they were reacting to was a woman who grieved loudly.
Yeah, she didn't hide it. She didn't do it behind closed doors. She just grieved.
And she didn't fit the narrow expectations placed on her.
Yeah.
She didn't hide her pain well. She didn't package it into something socially acceptable.
No, because, again, everyone grieves differently. And that was her version of it.
So Mary Todd Lincoln spent her final years largely removed from public life, living with her sister in Springfield.
Okay.
She remained physically frail and emotionally marked by everything that she had endured.
Can you blame her?
When she died in 1882, she was 63 years old. By then, the story that had been built around her was already set in people's minds as being difficult, unstable, and tragic.
That's crazy.
But, of course, if you look closely at her life after the assassination, it reads less like a sudden descent into madness and more of, this is just a woman who is grieving the loss of her entire family.
More or less, yeah.
And she could hold on to what she could hold on to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that's why it's like, I'm sorry if, I don't think he ever would, God forbid, if Xavier had me committed, there would be a problem between him and I.
Yeah.
So for her to have her oldest son commit her.
And now only son, really.
Well, and then becomes, but then becomes only son, but like, and his reasoning behind it, though, because he's trying to build his career. I got to get mom out of the picture. It's like, dude, fuck you, man. It's
like the Kennedys taking their daughter to the wherever to get her fucking lobotomy and just get her out of the picture.
Yeah, she died a little bit that way. That's west. No, that's west. Forgot where we are.
That's west.
Yeah, that's north. But and it's more or less the same kind of concept that they're like, well, she's a problem.
She's a problem, and we're public, and she's gonna cause an issue.
Fuck, his name was Bob too. Bob Kennedy, right? Robert Bob Kennedy, if I'm not.
Bill.
Bill. No, I'm thinking of her. Was that her brother then? Because Robert Kennedy Jr., Robert Kennedy.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
No, I think you're right. I think it was Bill. My apologies.
I don't know. So anyway, Mary Todd Lincoln and her insane
upbringing,
life and commitment.
Fuck, that's tragic. Like,
I know.
To lose that many fucking people that
and
were
be
so close.
public.
Like, again, I don't like to dwell on it. I don't think I do. Like, the first really close person I lost was my dad. I loved my grandma.
And his birthday's tomorrow.
I loved my grandma. I was close with her, but I wasn't my fucking dad, basically, is all I'm saying. I miss my grandma. Great, whatever. The very closest person I've ever lost is my dad. And yes, his birthday is tomorrow. He would have been 84. But she lost her kids. She lost her fucking husband in his prime, really. I mean, he was not that old. She wasn't that old. And then to lose another kid and then to have your kid commit you. It's like, what the fuck? What other and then to have the public scrutiny of like, hey, I need some money. I'm going to sell my wardrobe. Oh, it's like, fuck off, people.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Just trying to survive here.
Just trying to get some money to pay the bills. Am I right? But we live in a fucked up world, and it's even more fucked up now because of the social media aspect of things, the instant fucking gratification, if you will, of things where someone in this state said this. 2 seconds later, someone on the other side of the country will be like, did you hear what so-and-so said?
Yeah.
So, like, even back then for her with none of these things, people just fucking scrutinize her so bad. It's like, fuck off. I'm grieving the loss of my fucking family members at different intervals. But Jesus Christ, what is the problem here?
Yeah.
Why are you like scrutinizing me so much? And people grieve in different ways, you know? But it's like, fucking hell. Welp.
I suppose.
All right, buffoons. That's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.